Sci-fi films are a dime a dozen, which makes sense. It's a genre that means people more creative than myself can craft worlds full of whiz-bang technology, time travel, weird creatures, eye-popping special effects, but in the bad way. Mid-90s CGI. I do not miss you. So to commemorate, Interstellar coming out, I guess, and how that's probably going to be good, here are 5 sci-fi films that either don't get the love they deserve or aren't as well known as they should be. Duncan Jones is known for a couple of things. Firstly, son of David Bowie, but he's not like a total dick about it. And secondly, directing a couple of pretty great sci-fi films and the upcoming World of Warcraft movie. Now, if you haven't seen Source Code, it's great, you should, so do that. But his first directorial effort, Moon in 2009, is really something quite spectacular. Made on a $5 million budget, Moon adopts an aesthetic synonymous with late 70s, early 80s sci-fi. A noticeable effort was also made to include practical effects and models wherever possible, and the story, carried by Sam Rockwell, Kevin Spacey's voice, and Sam Rockwell, manages to maintain a balance of simmering tension and isolation throughout the whole piece. Now this one, it is rated well. However, seeing as it only made about $9 million at the box office worldwide, it's clear that not enough people have given it a look in. So do that. Go and see it. You will not be disappointed, or you will. Look, okay, give it 10 minutes, and if you don't like it, just switch it off. And that goes for everything on this list. So, don't complain if you watch something and you hate it. So, preemptively shut up! Treasure Planet came out at a time where the 90s golden age of hand-drawn animation had well and truly faded, and the whole Pixar 3D thing was just taken off. Which is why nobody cared about this when it came out in 2002. And that's a shame, because Treasure Planet is pretty terrific. It's essentially a retelling of the famous adventure novel Treasure Island, except in space, with aliens and robots, and the voice of Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Though some say the inclusion of the Martin Short, Jar Jar Binks-esque robot almost derails the whole thing, it's the heartfelt father-son relationship that's formed between Jim Hawkins and John Silver that really keeps this whole thing together. So if you have kids and you don't hate them, show them Treasure Planet. I think it's probably the best version of the Treasure Island story, even though that Muppets one was pretty great. Probably, I don't remember. Sunshine! Man, I love Sunshine. Danny Boyle has a pretty bulletproof filmography. Even his films that people don't consider that good are still pretty good. And Sunshine, in my opinion, is Danny Boyle's best film. The plot revolves around a group of astronauts from varying nations of the world and their seemingly impossible mission to reignite the dying sun. It's a semi-realistic look at space travel and manages to use light to ramp up tension, kind of in the same way that darkness is used in horror films. Sunshine, which Danny Boyle declared to be his last foray into sci-fi, which is a shame, also has great interplay between its characters, including a post-Fantastic Four, pre-Captain America Chris Evans, an amazing soundtrack that they use in pretty much every movie trailer, a real feeling of claustrophobia, and a surprise third act twist, which honestly, not everybody loves, but I do. Highly recommended. 2 thumbs up or whatever. Also, it's better than Gravity. Oh, look at me, I'm Sandra Bullock, I'm panicking in space. I have to spell out everything I'm doing to audiences because people are idiots. Bruh. Shut up. Predators, and this may be hard to hear, or maybe I'm just wrong, is possibly better than the original Predator? Well look, it's at least on par, and it's a hell of a lot better than Prometheus. The original Predator needs to be of course credited for bringing to life one of the most iconic movie monsters of all time. And the remaining Predator films need to be credited for casually disengaging audiences over 3 films, the best of which is just it's okay. This is probably why Predators went by essentially unnoticed. Which is a shame, because it is one of the better modern sci-fi action films. Smartly, it does away with a Schwarzenegger-esque action man, instead opting for a lithe Black Ops mercenary type. And instead of trotting out the same Predator again, it gives us a bigger, more vicious breed that actually hunts the original Predators for sport. The movie begins with a bang. A group of seemingly random people are dropped in the middle of an unknown jungle with no memory of how they got there, and then it just barrels forward from there. It's entertaining watching them discover what the audience knows, that yes, alas, they are being predated, leading to some interesting twists on Predator lore and some intense action sequences. If you haven't seen it, do so. If you have seen it, you don't have to watch it again, unless you're lying, in which case you do. Lastly, Equilibrium from 2002. Now this film tanked both critically and commercially, which is a shame because despite its flaws, it has some fascinating elements at play. It explores a not so distant future where in order to maintain order, citizens are required to medicate so as to keep their emotions in check. In addition, any threatening stimuli linked to emotion like books or music or cute dogs are banned. All of this is enforced by the clerics, special government agents skilled in the art of gun kata, a combination of martial arts, shooting guns, and using complex statistical calculations to always place yourself in the most optimum position to both shoot and not be shot. That's kind of dumb when you say it out loud. But look, if you think you'd enjoy early days Christian Bale slowly waking up and raging against the machine that made him, and this bit here where he slices a guy's face off and it just kind of slides away, then yeah, you might like Equilibrium. Thanks everyone, that's about it. And don't forget, new videos here every Thursday and Sunday. And if you like my podcast, The Weekly Planet, which people seem to enjoy, is available every Monday for download. You can find that link below. Question, honestly, I had trouble whittling down this list to just 5. There's certainly more that I could have included, and probably will include in another video at a later date. But in the meantime, what do you consider an underrated or forgotten sci-fi gem? You can leave your thoughts below or via my Twitter and Facebook pages, both ending in Mr. Sunday Movies, if you have anything to say about that. Thanks everyone, take care.